One of the hardest things to talk about in an interview is salary expectation. Now, the good news at least is it tends to come up because both parties are feeling pretty confident about each other, so that's an encouraging sign, certainly. And it usually comes up probably towards the end of an interview, not always, but that's normally how things will play out. So hopefully you had a chance to build your case as to why you're great, to give them a reason to be interested in you, and so you're hopefully going to have this salary discussion from a position of reasonable or a reasonably strong position. However, the key is to go in there knowing as much as you can about what their expectations are around salary. Obviously, if you're both wildly off from each other, there may be no real way of ever really getting a figure that you can both live with. So you've got to be realistic. Yes, you may have a view of what you're worth. You may have a number that you feel is justified. You may have a number that someone else is paying you. You're probably looking at other jobs and you have a sense of, oh, well, I can get that one and that would be worth X. But you've got to be sensible about these things. There's nothing wrong with being bold and being assertive and being confident. Absolutely, those things are all really, really important. But you've got to give yourself a little bit of wriggle room. If you go in, for example, and say, it has to be $90,000 and that's it. If you're in a situation where they're thinking in terms of maybe only going to 80, 85, the risk is that they take you literally at your word and go, oh, well, that's the end of that then. Whereas you maybe were just being a bit pushy and a bit bullish, and maybe you would have been open to 80, 85. But if you make a big, strong declaration, you don't necessarily leave yourself anywhere to go, which means that you might actually blow the whole thing, or at the very least you end up scrambling backwards like crazy and looking a bit of an idiot. So be assertive, be confident, but give yourself some room for maneuver. And a clever way of doing that perhaps is to talk in terms of a range. So you might say something like, I'm looking around that 90k figure. That doesn't actually nail you to 90. That could go, who knows, anywhere 85 to 95. So give yourself room to maneuver so you can have a sensible, professional negotiation if you need to, which allows both parties, and that's important too, both parties to feel that they are being treated professionally and respectfully. Keep it that way and you give yourself options, and that's vital when it comes to money, as we all know.